Hey guys, we are here tonight to talk about all things oils and pregnancy. This is something that I started right away from the moment that we knew that we were pregnant, and I was actually using oils beforehand and kind of getting into the routine of what I might want to do. So I'm here tonight to share with you my own story of how I've been using oils, some things that you can do to incorporate oils into your pregnancy. I am at 35 weeks right now, so there's a few weeks to go that I don't have advice on, but from 0 to 35 I do. So before we actually get started, I'm going to preface this with a few things. First, this is a class about pregnancy, so I would kind of suggest that it's a class for women. If you're a man watching this, more power to you, but I kind of suggest that it's a class for women. Second, I'm going to be outlining what I've used and why, and you might end up wanting to use something different than me or needing to use something different than me. So of course, don't take just my word for it. Take what you learn from this class, talk to your doctor, talk to other people you trust, etc. And then get these oils into your life and into your pregnancy. This class is meant to just inform you and let you know of some of your options, because it is really tricky figuring out what your options are, but this isn't meant to treat anything or diagnose anything or cure anything. This is just this is what I've been doing. It's been amazing, so now I want everyone to hear about it. And in case you're wondering, I actually did report all these. Hi, Stephanie. I actually did report all of these to my obstetrician. I don't take any over-the-counter medications. I don't take any prescription medications, but I did let her know, hey, I'm using all these oils and I'm taking all these supplements. What do you think? She was like, this is great. Go for it. So we have that going. There are also a few oils that I want you just to be aware of because we are talking about pregnancy. Clary sage and fennel are both known to induce or accelerate labor. So if you are pregnant, unless you're trying to do that, it's good to be aware that both clary sage and fennel have been known to do that. There are also a few essential oils out there that are known to have blood thinning properties, similarly to a leafy green like spinach or kale. Oils like cinnamon, wintergreen, basil, and rosemary have those blood thinning properties. I'm going to be talking about them because I've actually used all 4 of those oils during my pregnancy, but it wasn't a concern for me or the people watching my health that they had those properties. So if it is a concern for you, just be aware of cinnamon, wintergreen, basil, and rosemary as we talk. And finally, how did I come upon these decisions in the first place? I talked to people I trusted. I talked to people who have gone through pregnancy while using Young Living essential oils. I read a book, Gentle Babies by Deborah Rayburn. I listened to a lot of different trusted podcasts. I've read a lot of different articles, and I took classes while I was at the Young Living convention. So I have taken a lot of different resources into consideration when doing this. That's just kind of my nature to begin with. I am not going to present something or do something if I haven't looked into it and been organized and researched it. So that's sort of where all this information is coming from. I also just highly valued the opinions of the people who've gone before me and done this, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this class, is because now I have the experience and I can tell you what I did and why I did it. And it's just nice to know options because it could be different in different states, but Indiana has been, Stephanie, I do really love research. Indiana has been a really interesting place to be pregnant because the options that I may have wanted aren't necessarily there unless you or I dig a little bit. So here are some other options for you. The first thing that we are going to get started with is supplements, because that's something sort of whether you use essential oils or not, if you are trying to get pregnant or you are pregnant or you've been pregnant, that's probably something that you are familiar with, like taking a supplement or multiple supplements. daily. So we're going to get started there. And this is something, I was taking these supplements, most of them, all of them actually, before pregnancy, but I have continued with them. And it's been extra important for me during pregnancy, knowing that I can really trust these products. Again, even beforehand, I was already putting them in my own body, so I wanted to be sure that I could trust them, and I knew that what I was getting was exactly what it said, and that I was adequately absorbing the nutrients. It's why I'm taking them. But now not only am I benefiting from the nutrients, baby Z is also benefiting from the nutrients. So it became even more important to me that I knew exactly what was in my supplements. So my supplements are from Young Living, and not only do I know that I can trust these supplements, but the bioavailability of the nutrients in Young Living supplements versus other supplements that I would get like at the store off the shelf is it's vastly different. So the bioavailability of the nutrients in Young Living supplements is about 70 to 80%. And so it means you're absorbing 70 to 80% of the nutrients that are in whatever supplement you're taking. Which, like, that's not even 100%, but it is 70 to 80%. And the reason that there's a little bit of a difference is it does depend on other factors like your gut health. But when you take into consideration that the bioavailability of the nutrients in most supplements that you would get at the store is 15%, I'm going to take the 70 to 80% like any day of the week. So I know that I'm actually absorbing the majority of the nutrients rather than putting something into my body that is not benefiting me, is not benefiting baby Z, and it potentially has things in it that I don't want to be putting in my body that I'm putting in there anyway. So this is why I've chosen Young Living supplements. I can trust them. They do have essential oils in them, so I'm benefiting from all of the side benefits of the essential oils, plus I'm actually absorbing the nutrients. So why the supplements that I'm taking? If you take a look at research out there, and this actually isn't even pregnancy related, this is just general like supplement information. There's a core group of supplements that is recommended. Vitamin D is recommended, fish oil is recommended, probiotics is recommended, and greens. So this is like pretty much whoever you're looking to or whatever kind of research you're reading, if you are looking into what are the basic supplements that are recommended for humans, it's this core group of 4. So we're going to talk about those because I am incorporating them into my routine now. So the first one we're going to talk about is fish oil. Why fish oil? So fish oil supports a lot of different body systems, but for the sake of this class, I'm only going to mention 2 of them. It supports the nervous system and it supports the endocrine system, which is supporting your hormones. So for pregnancy, it's great to be supporting that nervous system and it's great to be supporting that endocrine system. So while pregnancy does not affect the capacity of a woman's brain, mom brain is actually a thing. And I feel like I'm living proof of that. But it is actually a thing. So the capacity of your brain isn't affected, but you do notice like effects while you're pregnant. So as a side note, there's not been extensive research on scientific research on the brains of pregnant women, but the research that's out there is really fascinating. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. But what am I taking for my fish oil? I have Omega-Gize. This has been amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. It's an omega-3 DHA-rich fish oil supplement that may support general wellness. And it does also contain vitamin D. So if you decide to take a fish oil supplement other than Young Living's Omega-Gize, fully recommending the Omega-Gize, at least for me personally, it's been excellent. If you are choosing to take a fish oil supplement and it is not Young Living, then please do your research on it because of the way fish oil is processed. Most of the fish oil supplements that you will buy in a store is rancid. So that's not even like a pregnancy, not pregnancy thing. No one really wants to be taking rancid fish oil as their supplement. So if you are not taking Omega-Drize, but you are taking a fish oil, I highly recommend spending a little bit of time figuring out the way that it has been processed and whether it is rancid. So there you go. The next one we'll talk about is the probiotic. I take Life9, as you can see. I kind of stockpiled them, so I brought up one that is not in the refrigerator because it's a little warm up here. But Life9 is the probiotic I take, and why? Did you know that your gut is called your second brain? Your gut is hugely important to your body. And yeah, I love Omega-Drize. And pregnancy related, did you know that when your baby is delivered vaginally, that the mother's gut directly impacts the colonization of the baby? I think that's super awesome. That is amazing the way our bodies have been created. But as I'm thinking about like, hey, I could be affecting, or I am affecting, the colonization of her gut, I better be supporting mine. So Life9, every night, just keep it in the fridge, and I use it. Like, I get a glass of water and take it before I go to bed. What is Life9? The long story short is that it's a high potency probiotic that combines 17 billion live cultures from 9 beneficial bacteria strains that promote healthy digestion, supports gut health, and helps maintain normal intestinal function for overall support of a healthy immune system. So again, this is one of those like core, everyone is recommended to take a probiotic, and it's especially beneficial during pregnancy. And the next one I'm going to show you are greens. I take the greens, multi-greens. Ideally, we would be able to consume enough in just our daily diet, but the reality is that we as humans aren't really consuming an adequate amount of greens, which means we need to be supplementing our diet in some way so that our body is still getting all of those different nutrients. And this is like, I'm being intentional about my diet, and I'm still not getting an adequate amount of greens according to like what we should actually be getting. So multigreens steps in. It contains spirulina, alfalfa sprouts, barley grass, bee pollen, Pacific kelp, and of course essential oils. It's a Young Living product, and essential oils are really beneficial, so of course we would want that in a supplement. If you're curious, take some time to research these individual components because there's some serious power in these greens. Thank you. Yes, I've actually really enjoyed, Stephanie, getting to understand all of the supplements a little bit better. So I have mentioned 3 and kind of 4 of the core supplements. The vitamin D was in the Omega-Drize plus one that we're going to talk about soon. So those are like the core 4, but they're not the only supplements that I'm taking. So the next one I'm going to show you is Ningxia Red. It comes in these bottles, or you can get 2-ounce sachets. If I'm using those, I just drink the 2 ounces. If I'm using it from the bottle, I usually have a 1-ounce shot of it. So Ningxia Red is full of antioxidants. I could do a whole like list of comparisons for you. I'm not going to do the whole list, but I am going to do a couple of comparisons for you just so you know like what am I talking about with all of these antioxidants. So 1 ounce of this Ningxia Red would be the same as consuming 34 large onions. 1 ounce would be the same as consuming 100 oranges. 1 ounce would be the same as consuming 814 blueberries. So for 1 ounce, I ate actually all 3 of those things today: blueberries, onions, and oranges. But I did not eat 34 onions, I did not eat 100 oranges, and I did not eat 814 blueberries. So with 1 ounce, I'm getting all of that antioxidant power. And to take a step aside and talk about antioxidants, the best comparison I've heard for why you want to be making sure you're getting your antioxidants. So there's a car and it's running, it creates the natural byproduct of exhaust. And that's just how it goes. Like, the car is running, it's producing exhaust, and it's supposed to be doing that. Like, the car is running. If you choke out the tailpipe, the exhaust can no longer leave the car. It chokes out the engine and it kills the car. The car dies. Because the exhaust is supposed to be leaving the car, it's not just supposed to be building up and building up and building up. It needs a way to escape. The same is true of our bodies with free radicals. Just because we live, we are producing free radicals, and that's just a natural thing. Like, our bodies are just doing that. It's not like weird or abnormal. We're just producing free radicals. But we want to be able to get rid of those free radicals. And the only way to do that is with antioxidants. And antioxidants are not something that we produce internally, which means we need to be consuming them in order to rid our bodies of the free radicals. So it's kind of like a long story short, why we want to make sure that we are consuming antioxidants. So Ningxia Red, awesome. Not only though does it have all of those antioxidants in it, it is also abundant in magnesium, vitamin C, B vitamins, and calcium. It has more beta carotene than carrots. It has more vitamin C than oranges. It has 18 amino acids, 21 trace minerals, 6 essential fatty acids, vitamin B1, B2, B6, and vitamin E. So it's awesome. And not only does Ningxia Red support energy, I also noticed some additional benefits while pregnant. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but Ningxia Red for me, I already loved it because I definitely noticed a difference in my energy from the get-go with Ningxia Red, but once some different pregnancy things began hitting me, I was like, yeah, this Ningxia Red is like extra awesome now. Like, hook me up with that all day, every day. All right, Super Cal Plus. This is the next supplement that we're going to talk about just briefly. It's a synergistic blend of bioavailable calcium, magnesium, vitamins D and K, and other trace minerals, and it supports the structure, integrity, and density of bones and teeth. So I told you earlier that we weren't explicitly talking about vitamin D, but Omega Giz and Super Cal Plus both have vitamin D that's bioavailable, meaning I'm actually absorbing those nutrients. So that's how I'm getting the vitamin D. And Super B. Why Super B? There is quite a lot of talk these days about folic acid versus folate, so I'm not going to make this video like all about folic acid versus folate, but folate is found naturally in foods, and folic acid is a synthetic form of folate. There, again, is tons of information out there, so if you want to dive deeper into it, like, there are tons of studies on this. There's also like just random articles about it, but there's actual studies on this also. But kind of to condense everything really quickly in one sentence for you is that our bodies metabolize the two differently, and often folic acid isn't actually metabolized, so it enters your bloodstream unmetabolized. I'm going to leave it at that for that. But Super B, it is a folate supplement, and I'm loving it. I also found that I personally needed some extra nutrients because I was having a harder time eating, especially in like the first trimester. So Pure Protein Complete, amazing. I have the chocolate one. I keep thinking I'm going to try the vanilla one, but I'm such a sucker for chocolate that I haven't actually tried it. So the chocolate Pure Protein Complete has been a great addition for me, and I include a scoop or two, kind of depending more on my mood, in a smoothie most mornings, pretty much every morning. And although I'm doing a much better job keeping the food down now, I am still using the Pure Protein Complete in a smoothie pretty much every day. And lastly, Tangerine. This is Tangerine Vitality. I put a shot a shot. I don't take this whole bottle. I put a drop or two into my Ningxia red shot every single morning. It has been a serious game changer for me. Like if I had to choose, I love all the things I'm talking about. They've really benefited my body. But if I had to only have like a set of 5 things that I could use while pregnant, tangerine would be on that list. So before we jump into essential oils, I also want to say, if you're pregnant and you're taking supplements, you can of course, my smoothie, it kind of depends on what we have. Like it could be different frozen fruits. I'll put, like bananas aren't really working for me right now, so frozen fruits, different greens. Pretty much always my liquid is almond milk. If I don't have anything that's frozen, then I'll use ice, and I just eyeball everything. Maybe a nut butter. It kind of just depends on what I have. So timing with supplements. I'm now able to take most of the supplements. I take the probiotic at night because probiotics are actually meant for night. But although I'm taking most of them in the morning now, towards the beginning it was more beneficial to take them later in the day and have them actually stay in my body than take them earlier and then have them leave. So if you need to like change up your routine a little bit, like go for it, because it's more worthwhile if the supplements are actually staying in you. It's all about pregnancy, guys. Like that's just the reality. So tangerine, I'm going to talk about that as we talk about essential oils. I'm going to break it down by trimesters, and tangerine is going to come up in the second trimester because that for me is sort of like when I really benefited from it the most. So for essential oils, yep, we're going to break it down into different trimesters. And generally, when we're thinking about essential oils, we know like we don't want to just be treating symptoms, but we, for the most part, either from direct experience, observational experience, word of mouth, something, we know that pregnancy has effects on women's bodies. So yes, we don't want to treat symptoms when we need to be figuring out the underlying cause, but for the most part, unless something like truly unusual is happening, we know what the cause is, and the cause is pregnancy. So we're going to talk about some things essentially that I did to treat the effects. Treat's not the right word, but to help with the effects of pregnancy. And first trimester, for sure, supporting the digestive system was a huge one for me. I was very thankful that my husband was understanding of some of the difficulties that I put him through, but in the long run, I think it was worth it for him. Coffee was like a serious no. Like there was no brewing coffee in the house. There was no drinking coffee in the house. It didn't matter if I was on the first floor somewhere. I guess it'd make more sense if he was on the first floor, like making the coffee, and I was on the second floor on the completely opposite side of the house. I was like, I smell the coffee and it's gotta go or I'm gonna have to leave. So coffee did not work. And sour cream. We actually have a dip that my husband loves and introduced to me. So we have this dip often with bread. And for the first trimester, it was definitely like, if you want to eat the dip, I'm going to step out and you can make the dip. Once it was cooked, it was fine. But it was like sour cream. It just wasn't working. So we're talking about like supporting the digestive system here. Hopefully you catch my drift on sort of what we're talking about was supporting the digestive system. I found for me that lemon essential oil, I'm going to talk about different uses. So lemon essential oil, we have the regular and the Vitality oil, so we can talk about external usage and internal usage, but it's the same oil. It's just labeled differently. Same oil. Lemon essential oil was so good for me. I diffused this oil. I smelled it straight from the bottle. I infused my water with it. I was like all about the lemon essential oil, and actually just sour things in general. And also peppermint. Peppermint was another huge one for me, and I used peppermint the same way that I was using lemon. I was diffusing it, I was smelling it straight from the bottle, I was infusing my water, I was like peppermint and lemon all day, every day, and I was not ashamed about it. It was like out on my desk at work, and I would be like, you all are reading something, so I'm gonna go like smell this bottle right now, like give me 5 seconds and you'll be glad you gave me those 5 seconds. Peppermint and lemon oil for the digestive system in my first trimester, amazing. So you might have to do a little bit of experimentation yourself to find what works for you, but you could also try Digize. Digize is great for the digestive system, or Aroma Ease. Do be aware that Digize and Aroma Ease have fennel in them, which we mentioned at the beginning. Or you could also try ginger. So find what works best for you. It might be the lemon and peppermint like me. It might be ginger or Digize or Aroma Ease. But you will be glad that you are incorporating oils to support that digestive system. It is 100% worth it. Alright, so aside from the digestive system, they also say that if you are wanting to diffuse something while you are in labor or while you are delivering, that you ought to be diffusing it now so that your body is automatically associating it with something that's not like, I smell this for the first time and I'm in labor. So we diffuse lavender and cedarwood pretty much every night. I generally already associate both of those with calming and relaxation, but find a time that works for you. It could be at night when you're going to sleep. It might be you just got home from work and you're ready to kick back and relax for a few minutes. It could be in the morning before your family's up and you have a little bit of time to yourself. Maybe you're praying or you're doing something and you're relaxing. Diffuse the oil that you want to be diffusing during labor and delivery. This is the advice that I've been given. So I'm letting you know. I'm testing it out for you guys, and I'll let you know how it goes later. But there are tons of different relaxing oils. There's lots of oils out there that support your emotions. So a few that you might consider: lavender, you might consider frankincense, you might consider Stress Away or White Angelica. You also might consider Gentle Baby or Joy. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad you're here. There's tons of different options. This is 100% a personal preference, but figure out like sort of what oil you might want to be diffusing and then just start getting used to it. I also personally used Progescence Plus Serum throughout my first trimester. This is something that I was using prior to pregnancy. It is a product that contains a natural form of progesterone derived from wild yams. And because it was something that I was using prior to getting pregnant, I knew how to read my body and I knew when I needed that product. So throughout the first trimester, I was still able to read my body and knew like right now I'm needing this, right now I'm not needing it. And then like second trimester took off and I did not need Progescence Plus anymore. However, it is something that I will be taking with me to the hospital, and I will have this for after giving birth. It does have peppermint in it, so I will have, like, peppermint has been known to decrease milk supply, so I'm also going to have some other oils with me that are known to increase milk supply, because it's my first pregnancy, so I just don't know how it will go for that one. But from prior experience, I know that my body like wildly benefits from Progescence Plus. I will have it with me. Also, pregnancy does some interesting things to your skin. So I already oil cleansed. I use jojoba oil, and I have some essential oils already mixed into it. I have lavender, frankincense, geranium, and patchouli just mixed into the jojoba oil, and I use it on my face every day. But recently, I have also started incorporating purification into that, and I did not mix it into the jojoba oil. I put the jojoba oil and essential oil mixture on my hand. Yes, fennel. And then I put a drop of purification and I use that on my face. So again, even with skin, there are lots and lots of different options out there for you, but for me, purification has been like my go-to additional facial pregnancy oil. Alright, and from pretty early on, I noticed my abdominal area itching and uncomfortable for the obvious reason that it was, and it definitely still is, stretching. That's just how it goes. So there are lots and lots of different options out there. Regardless, my recommendation is to use whatever product you're choosing after a bath or shower while your skin is still a little bit warm and damp. And I always do that when my skin, like when I'm getting out of the bath or shower. But I also sometimes, like this morning, I woke up and was like, I'm extra itchy today. So, you know, I just got out of bed. I did not just get out of the shower, but I still used it. So lots of different things that you could try. You could try out Young Living's Tender Tush. You could try out the rose ointment. We actually have both of those, but it wasn't what I ended up choosing long term. I actually ended up, we already had this container with my fancy label, lavender. It's coconut oil and lavender, and it was just sitting in our bathroom. So I ended up using a carrier oil and the lavender mixed with a drop of Gentle Baby. And the way that I use this, I just put a scoop of the coconut oil lavender mixture on my hand. I put a drop of Gentle Baby, and then I rub it everywhere that I need to be rubbing it. There's lots of different essential oils that you could try with this. You could try out, of course, the Gentle Baby. You could also try out frankincense, lavender, geranium, joy. Those are all oils that are great for skin to be. I think it cut out for a second. You might also have a different carrier oil that you want to be using. I was using coconut oil. You could use Young Living's V6. You could use almond oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, whatever carrier oil, just as a fruit or vegetable oil that you want. But it is really soothing. So I would highly recommend jumping on that ASAP. And something that I have, this is like in my dreams, I'm usually bathing at night. So not only are we diffusing lavender and cedarwood at night, and I associate calming and like it's time to go to sleep with that, but because I'm bathing at night, I'm using Gentle Baby every night, and like my hope is that we can just carry that one on, like, hey, we use Gentle Baby at night, and then we're really relaxed. So again, we'll let you know how that one goes, but for sure, I really like it as part of my nighttime routine, so I will be incorporating that into Baby Z's nighttime routine also. Alright, pregnancy can also suppress the immune system, so just throwing it out there that Thieves is a great one to be using while pregnant. You can diffuse it. You could make a roller with it. I have a roller with Thieves, oregano, frankincense, and lemon. I rolled it twice daily on the bottoms of my feet in the winter and spring. This summer, I haven't been using it necessarily twice daily, but it is still something that I'm using. And while pregnant, I've noticed that I more often need respiratory support. So RC is a great one. We have been diffusing this as well, mostly at night. So the lavender and cedarwood plus a little bit of RC. So we talked about the first trimester and things that were sort of just first trimester specific, or things that started during the first trimester and I've continued throughout the pregnancy. But we are now ready to move into the second trimester, and this is where I'm going to go back to the tangerine. Thank goodness for tangerine, guys. So being pregnant can for sure do a number on our feet and our legs. And we know other things that are not essential oil related that we can do, things like wearing support hose, elevating our legs, etc. Like all those things can be beneficial. But particularly while I was at school and like teaching and standing on my feet all day, and then actually again when I went to the Young Living Convention, I was like, anything that I can have that is going to help out my feet, because I was coming home and looking at my feet and thinking like, they do not even look like my feet anymore. What is happening? Thank goodness for tangerine, guys. So I am using a drop of this Tangerine Vitality in my Ningxia Red every morning, but I also have a little mixture. It's fairly melted right now, but coconut oil, and it has tangerine and cypress in it. And this mixture of coconut oil, tangerine, and cypress has been a game changer for me. So I put it on usually my shins and my feet every single morning, and then usually after I get out of the shower also. If I'm on my feet extensively, like when I was at the Young Living Convention where I was just walking and it was just extra, then I used it more than just twice a day. But this is like, get this in your life if you are experiencing something similarly to what I experienced. The tangerine and cypress mixture is like seriously amazing. Alright, and if you've seen other videos, then you already know that I also use OrthoEase massage oil. I have continued using this. It does have wintergreen in it, which I mentioned earlier, and peppermint, which I mentioned earlier, but it's something I've been using for close to 2 years now. My body is used to it, and I have been continuing to use this. And noticed, I spray it on my leg every day. I have it in a little spray bottle with Panawe, Copaiba, and lemongrass. And I'm just not giving that one up. That one is amazing. All of their massage oils are amazing. But OrthoEase for me, hands down my favorite. Alright, third trimester, because like second trimester was relatively calm compared to first and third. So third trimester, as my pregnancy has progressed, I have definitely needed support again with my digestive system, but in a new way. So I have actually found that I'm still liking the same essential oils that I was using to support my digestive system during the first trimester. We have the lemon, and then we have the peppermint. So these are still the ones that I'm going to, but I'm using them in slightly different ways. I am still infusing my water with the lemon and the peppermint, especially like a glass at night, like closer to when I'm going to bed. Not right before I go to bed, because that would kind of defeat the purpose, but closer to when I'm going to bed. Really, really nice. I also take the lemon essential oil and rub it over my esophagus area, and I take lemon oil with coconut oil. I use this lavender coconut oil like for everything. So over the esophagus, and then peppermint with the coconut oil over the stomach. And we know other things that we can be doing to help support our bodies with this particular thing that's happening, like not lying down right after you eat, not eating spicy foods, not eating a gigantic meal. Like all those things can also help your digestive system, but we can also support with essential oils. And the lemon and peppermint, amazing for this. I actually discovered this one at night. It was like 4:30 in the morning, and I woke up and was like, cannot handle this anymore. Did some research at 4:30 in the morning because there was no sleeping anyway, and was like, I can go back to the lemon and the peppermint, hook me up with that. And I've been using it pretty much every night since then. So not only are we needing to support the digestive system, again, supporting emotions is a real thing. And for me, this is something that was really important to me before pregnancy anyway, and something that I've spent a lot of time learning about. So I've just been able to incorporate what I already knew was working for me. But it's been like really important, especially I would say like in the last couple of weeks, supporting those emotions. So what I am doing, I have this diffuser necklace, and I put joy in this diffuser necklace every single day. And I also use release, and I use release over my liver, usually as needed. It's not necessarily something that I'm doing every day like with the joy, but I use release often as well. There are tons of different essential oils that you can use to support your emotions, so by all means try the joy and release. But you can also, you may notice something, these are all the calming oils also. Lavender, Stress Away, frankincense, white angelica, all of those oils are other oils that you could be kind of testing out and seeing which one is supporting your emotions the best, because we're all different. Our bodies are different. Joy and release might be great for me, but Stress Away and frankincense might work better for you. And as labor and delivery approaches, I have also been massaging Clariderm as a perineum massage. So this has been excellent. This is one that's coming with me also for after delivery. And I chose that because anecdotally, I have heard a lot of other people are like, this is one that you should bring and use after deliveries. I'm like, all right, I'm already loving it, gonna just continue using it. So yes, perineum massage. It has amazing essential oils in it. It has myrrh, tea tree, lavender, frankincense, Roman chamomile, and helichrysum in it. Like, you really can't get a better, like, more amazing mixture than that, and it's in a spray bottle for you already. As time continues to progress, I will be adding some more geranium, or just geranium in general, and then additional myrrh into that routine as well. But Clariderm, highly recommend this one. Maybe not necessarily like in the first 2 trimesters, but 3rd trimester, like, hook yourself up with the Clariderm. And we're talking pregnancy here. I have noticed quite a difference in the amount that I sweat. Like, I'm just saying, I'm pregnant and it's summertime, and I've definitely noticed a difference in the amount that I'm sweating. And I have made the personal choice, like, prior to pregnancy, so it's been a while, but not to use an antiperspirant. So I had other things that I was using and it was great, and then was like, I need to kick it up a notch now, because yes, I've chosen not to use antiperspirant, but it does not mean that I enjoy, like, sitting in my air-conditioned house sweating. Like, that's just not fun. So Thieves waterless hand purifier. The first time I heard about someone using this, I was like, I just don't know about this. But then we went to my sister's graduation in Michigan from law school, and I left all our toiletries at home. But I had the Thieves hand purifier. I had one in the car, and I had another in my bag, so we were like double hooked up with that one, and I was like, well, I guess now is the best time to try this out because we have no other options. And it worked for both my husband and myself. So I was completely sold. And during pregnancy, like, especially now, that was in May, so for the last few weeks, it's actually the middle of July, the last month, Thieves waterless hand purifier in the pits, like, really good. Sounds strange, but it's awesome. So this leads me also to my last section, which is removing toxins. And this is something that could be like an entire other class, so I'm not going to dive really deeply into it. But If I'm going to take the time to consider the supplements that I'm taking and I'm going to be supporting my body in natural ways, then eliminating the toxins that I do have control over, because we do not have control over all the toxins that are entering our bodies in various ways, then I'm going to consider the toxins that I am able to eliminate. So we have completely switched out a lot of our products. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I have a bag of things to show you just to think about, because it is something that's important. We've switched out conditioner, which also means we've switched out shampoos. We've switched out our bath and shower gel, as well as our bar soap. We've switched out our laundry detergent. We've also switched out dishwashing soap, dishwashing detergent. We've switched out toothpaste. We've switched out our household cleaner. As a side note, guys, this is the only thing I need to use to clean the whole house now, so that's amazing. But there are a lot of different ways to eliminate toxins that you do have control over. And yes, this is something that is just important generally, but while being pregnant and then having a newborn and a child in the house, removing toxins was or has become even more important to me. And just the more I've learned about the toxins that we are putting in our bodies and on our bodies, which then means it's going in our bodies, I'm a huge advocate for switching out the products that you are actually able to control. So be on the lookout in the upcoming months for some more classes along this line with labor, delivery, newborns. I will be sharing it because I think it's beneficial to know what your options are. And you may take what I say and be like, nope. Or you may take what I say and say, I'm going to try out some of that, but some of that might not work. Or you might say like, yes, I'm going to go for it. If you are using essential oils already, incorporate them into your pregnancy now. Like if I could boss you into it, I would, because I know for myself that I have really benefited from using these essential oils while pregnant. And if you are not using essential oils yet, then get them in your life tonight. I'm saying tonight, not like I'm going to think about it and then do it tomorrow. Tonight. Do it right now. As an added benefit to get you going, if you get a premium starter kit with me in the month of July, you will get 5 rollers and an Ningxia Nitro in this cute little tin, plus a recipe card. I have kids recipes, mom recipes, or wellness recipes. So get yourself a premium starter kit. Then think about some of the other products, supplements or oils or whatever that we talked about during this class, and you can add them into your order. The premium starter kit actually already has a lot of the oils that we talked about. It has the Stress Away, frankincense, lemon, peppermint, lavender, thieves, RC, purification. So as you can tell, a lot of the oils that we talked about you would be getting, plus a diffuser. And then add some of these products in, like try out some of the supplements, switch out a household product. That's all you have to do. Tonight, you go to the link that is in the description of this video, floralandpine.com/Samantha, and there will be a link there that walks you through how to get a premium starter kit. You choose the kit you want, you add the other products that you want, and then when you're done, you leave a comment in this video or you send me a message letting me know which roller set you want. Do you want the kids roller set? Do you want the mom roller set? Or do you want the wellness roller set? That is all you have to do. You have absolutely nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain by getting these products into your home. And the good news is that yes, you are going to be using these products while pregnant, and you are going to definitely benefit from these products while pregnant. But this is not just a short-term investment. This is a long-term investment because you are going to be using them with yourself and with your family forever. So get yourself a starter kit. If you have questions about how to do that, I'll be around tonight, So shoot me a message, leave a comment, but I am here. Get these oils into your life so that you, like, as a pregnant person, anything you can do that is making your life better is worth it. And so I'm just going to leave it at that. Get yourself these products starting tonight. So thank you for watching. I hope that you were able to take away some nuggets of information from this and be on the lookout for other classes in this topic area at a later date. Bye, guys.